Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by, I think it's Cyril Marchetti. I can't read the bottom. What does that say? Oh, it's Companion Book by Barbara Moore, which I'm not going to use, but it's there in case you want to know that. Is that right set up? Okay. Here's the website information. I believe it says 2004 somewhere on there. But the website's there for llewellyn.com. So if any of that interests you, enjoy. Supportive oracle cards are Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. And that's the front. There's a couple things here. I'm going to show you the back of this because that gives Colette's information. It's there somewhere. Her website is on there. I know it's there. So if you freeze frame, there's a bunch of websites at the bottom. I know she's there somewhere. I just can't. Oh, Colette Baron Reed. There it is, .com. There's also DeviantArt is another part of it. So I'm just putting the information up here so that if you want to freeze frame and search that out or look at that, you can do that. I think it's DeviantArt.com is where the deck would be, but this is a deck from 2009, I believe. So however that works for you, enjoy. All right, Pisces. Oh. So, this, okay, I'm just going to start off. This does not have to be... Why is this so... Alright, so this card is going to come up, which is kind of the equivalent to the Lover's card. It's all the question about how it's coming forward. Because you're conflicted. You're conflicted about something. I'm not believing in something. Is this a couple? Is this somebody else? Not for most of you. I think this is mostly like what's coming towards you. Something comes towards you. Somebody has a lot to offer you. This doesn't have to be love, by the way. I feel like a lot of you will know right off the bat if this has anything to do with love or not. A lot of you, I think this is actually going to be more like a work finance thing where there's an opportunity for you. It's an unexpected opportunity. And it comes in very laissez-faire. Laissez-faire. So what I'm getting with that is kind of like an opportunity is like kind of floating around in front of you. It's not like it's saying, hey, Pisces, this is for you. But it's kind of like one of those things. It's kind of like... It's like walking past a buffet at a family reunion. And there's a couple things you're like, oh, that looks really good. But you're like, do I want to eat that right now? Or do I want to go do something else right now? It's kind of like that. If that makes sense. It's kind of like, yeah, like a family reunion buffet. You just get there and you see there's a couple things there. And you're like, well, I don't want to just rush forward and grab stuff. I mean, people might think that's rude. Plus, maybe I'll set up this or I'll take care of that first, and maybe I'll just kind of like, you know, lollygag over here and see what I can get. But there's definitely something in front of you, but it's kind of just floating there. It's like there's an opportunity. It doesn't have literally your name on it, but it's one of those things when you see it, you're like, oh, I would like that. But I'm not feeling like this urgency. I'm not feeling like this urgency to claim it. I'm getting the King of Pentacles kind of like, I would kind of like that. But let me kind of scope it out. Let me see what else is going on here. Let me see what else is available. Let me see what I want to do first. There's a little bit of a planning, a little bit. I want to think about it a bit. I want to think about it. I want to kind of mull it over. Now, this is the danger. This is like typical. I'm a Pisces, so I'm going to say this as a Pisces. Don't get too caught up in the fantasy. It's not a fantasy, but if it never leaves your mind, it becomes a fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, going for that great job, you may be able to get it, but if you never apply for it, then it's just a fantasy. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, like if you never make it happen, if you ever go towards it, it stays a fantasy. And you got this 10 of Cups here, like you have a lot of great thoughts, and you're like, that'd be great, and you might be thinking about it. In the beginning, that's good, but like, don't just think about it. Like, for some of you, I'd be like, say you see this opportunity, family buffet, whatever you got going on there. When you see it, give yourself a deadline. Whatever makes sense to you. So like if we're at the family buffet, like I give myself an hour. I'll either mosey on over there and grab a couple bites just to try it out, or I'll just accept that I'm not going to do it. Or, you know, if it's a job you're going, or just a job you're hearing about, I want to think about it first, but I give myself 3 days. After 3 days, I'm either moving forward or I'm moving on. And you know if you haven't moved forward in 3 days, you're not going to. Like, give yourself some type of deadline that makes sense to you. Because that's like the kicker with this. You might get caught up in the thought and really enjoy the thought to the point where you never move from the thought. Be careful of that. Be careful, because this is something you can have, and you don't want to miss out because you're enjoying the thought. Don't enjoy the thought so much that this just doesn't happen. Because your card shows up. Your card shows up with a lot of possibilities here. A lot you can make happen. Your mystery and your natural aura will help get you into this. But if you never bring it from your brain to reality, it won't happen. Like, you have to be the activator. Be careful of that. I'm saying that as a Pisces myself, just to be fair. Now, and we're all different, I know. Different Pisces, different ways, I know. Yeah, because you're in danger of walking away from something that you could actually have. If you don't move towards it, you're moving away from it. It's kind of like the default. It's kind of like a little, like if you're in one of those rowboats and you're just kind of sitting here in the water. If you don't do anything, the current will naturally move you on away and down the river, and it'll be too late. If you paddle towards what you want, you'll get it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Am I trying to convince you or me? I swear. I'm getting a lot of references for this. I'm getting references of like success is here. Success for you to claim. I feel like there's another sign I do this with a lot, but your sign is obviously the one I'm going for. There is time to wait. Like, there's nothing hanging here right now in front of you, but the opportunity will come forward. And it seems like you have garnered attention. You may not realize it, but somebody seems to be paying attention to you. For a lot of you, I really do think this is business. For some of you, you know where it's appropriate. This could be romance. Because the other side, whatever this opportunity is, it waits. It waits, and it considers you, and if you show interest, something will happen. If you show interest, something will happen. If you don't show interest, it will not come towards you. But it's waiting to see if you're interested. Whatever this is waiting for you to show you're interested. So, granted, it could be romance if that's what it is for you, or it's a business opportunity. Whatever it is, you have to show interest. You have to start that ball rolling. If you don't, no bouncing. The ball will not bounce if you don't bounce it. You know what I mean? And for some of you, it's really easy. All you have to do is like push it off the table and it starts bouncing on its own. So for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, all you got to do is create the first steps. The thing is, I'm really getting like, they're really pushing this home because there's that non-action with the Five of Wands. Like, you seem to be really having a hard time moving forward. If this is hitting, it's kind of like, I'm nervous to move forward. I'm nervous to push this forward. I don't know how else to say this. Like, I can understand this as a Pisces. Like, for whatever it is, it's kind of like, it's not usually job things that make me nervous. It's usually romance things that make me nervous. Kind of like, oh, that's a real good one. I don't know what they'd see in me, so I'm nervous about going forward towards them. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to look like a fool. I don't want to annoy this person. And that's really dangerous territory. If you think, oh, I might annoy them, I don't want to do that. Well, annoy them. I've kind of moved past that because I thought to myself, if I go towards somebody and they're annoyed, well, at least I know there was never a shot to begin with. It solved real quickly. I've had that before. I went on the first date years ago and I got yelled at because I switched subjects 5 different times because I was nervous, and they kind of yelled at me to stick to one subject, and I was like, well, I guess this is going nowhere. So, and it didn't. Justice is here, though. I feel like whatever it is you're going for, justice is coming. Justice is here for you. This can work out. All you have to do is claim it. This just seems like, have we done this before? Like, it seems like, have I done this reading like 5 times already for Pisces? Or is it another sign that I feel like I've done this reading before. Kind of like, you just got to claim it. Justice is there because I feel like the reciprocation is very welcome. And I also feel like the way you're approaching this situation, you know how to approach it properly. And you know how, like, if you're approaching it, be it business, work, whatever it is, even a friendship, maybe it's a friendship, which is fine. You know what I mean? You know how to approach it, where if somebody kind of scoffs at you or gives you some type of negative vibes, whatever that may be, you're going to know right off, and you'll be like, okay, barking up the wrong tree, going to move on. So all you have to do is try to approach it, and I feel like you'll be welcome. I do feel like you'll be welcome here. All right, that's very simple. I don't know. Have I done this reading before? I feel like I've done this reading before, but I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for purchasing. Thank you for watching. It's kind of dawning on me too. Even if I've done this before, maybe with the time this is coming toward you, maybe it's most valid now for the time you're watching it. So maybe I should keep that in mind. Okay, good. So thank you for watching. If you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. Same email. Thank you for watching, and you have a good day.